Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Yoga with Rebecca. I'm very glad that you are joining me today for this soft yoga flow. And we're gonna start off today with coming down to a comfortable laying position on your backs. Finding the hands on the side of your body, palms facing up towards the sky, and feet hip width apart. Letting them soften and fall out towards the sides. From where you are, allowing yourself to fully arrive here and now in your body and in your breath. Sending all the attention to the back side of your body and observing where it meets the surface that you're laying on. Observing that soft print that your body creates down on the surface, and also observing how the surface holds you and catches you. Finding a soft belly, soft chest, soft feet, legs, hands, arms, shoulders, soft jaw, and a soft face. And from where you are now, observing your natural breath today and where it meets in your nostrils, in the back of your throat, in your chest or belly. And without having to change anything, just observing and staying present. And we're gonna start to deepen our breath. So taking a deep inhale, fully filling the lungs, and then exhaling it all through your mouth. A couple of more times, inhaling through your nose, fully filling the lungs, and exhaling through your mouth, releasing. And one last time, inhaling through your nose, and exhaling through your mouth. And from where you are, starting to inhale and exhale through your nose. And if you have ocean breathing, ujjayi breath in your practice, finding this breath now. Finding this small contraction in the back of your throat. This soft whispering sound. Inhaling and exhaling. Observing how you are expanding your breath. And inhale, hugging your knees into your chest. We're going to start to wake up our core today. So sending the navel into the floor. And then finding the forehead up to your knees. And we're going to exhale, extend our left foot. Staying here for one breath. And inhale as you change your leg, extending your right leg, observing your belly, lifting it in and down towards the spine, connecting with your lower back on the floor. And in your own breath now, we're going to change from side to side, keeping the breath deep and steady. And one last round. And we're gonna meet with our knees into our chest, finding your forehead down, and then coming to a twist, finding your upper body down on the mat, and finding your legs over to the right side, extending your left arm, and breathing deep into the whole left side of your body, observing how with every exhale you can melt a little bit deeper into the surface, releasing and letting go of tensions in the shoulders, side body, and hip. On your inhale, coming back to the center, and on your exhale, coming over to the opposite side, extending your arms, extending your legs, and deepening your breath, sending your breath through the whole side of your body into the areas that you can feel the tension, exhaling and releasing, letting go, and soften a little bit deeper. Inhaling, coming back to the center, hugging your knees in, and we're gonna start to massage our spine here. So we're gonna start to roll up and down our spine. So coming up to a chair pose if this feels good for you today, testing your balance, and then rolling all the way back to a shoulder stand if this feels okay for you. If you just want to stay here and hug your knees in, feeling free to do this as well. And rolling, we're gonna meet in a chair pose, balance pose, maybe stretching your legs all the way out. One last breath here. And then exhaling, coming to a comfortable seated position. And if you have tight hips, feeling free to maybe sit on a blanket or pillow here. So we are starting with finding some movement into your neck. On your exhale, finding your head over to the right side. And with your breath, slowly starting to paint half circles with your head. Feeling free to stop in a specific place, observing how your neck feels. Maybe you need to stop for a couple of breaths in one spot, observing if there is any places that need some extra attention today. Then staying here, giving it some extra love, some extra breath. Exhaling and inhaling. And we're gonna meet over to our right side. And then inhaling, lifting our left hand, flexing the fingers up to the sky. And staying here for a couple of breaths. Observing how this feels and maybe making some small movements. Deep inhale, deep exhale. And exhaling, lowering down your left hand and rolling over to your left side with your head. Inhaling, lifting your right arm up to the sky, flexing the fingers. And once again, observing, maybe making some small adjustments. Last deep inhale and exhale. And on your exhale, lowering your hand down, coming back to the center and over to a side angle stretch. Finding your right hand to the right side and opening up your left hand, gazing back towards your left thumb. And on your exhale, rounding your back, sending it over to a side twist. Inhaling, lifting up. And on your exhale, rounding. So just finding your own breath here, inhaling and exhaling, sending all the focus into your body. And exhaling, coming to the center, inhaling lifting your chest, heart up, and exhaling, maybe melting a little bit deeper. And on your next inhale, starting to walk your hands over to the left side of your body. Inhaling and lifting your right arm up to the sky, gazing at your thumb. On your exhale, rounding in your own breath, inhaling, opening up, and exhaling, rounding. Beautiful. A couple of more rounds. And finding both hands down, walking your hands to the center, and on your inhale, opening up your chest, your heart to the sky, and exhaling, melting a little bit deeper in. And again, staying here for a couple of deep breaths, sending the breath through your spine all the way down to your tailbone and down into the surface. And walking your hands up to the center. And we're going to start to come to all fours from where you are. Coming over, finding your wrists and shoulders in line. Knees and hips in line for cat and cow. Exhaling, rounding your back, gazing into your navel. Inhaling, finding your belly down, chest forward, gazing forward. Exhaling for cat. And inhaling for cow. In your own breath, for every exhale, rounding your back, sending your navel into your spine. And exhaling, chest forward, gaze forward. And choosing if you want to continue here, or if you want to start to find a crazy cow, cosmic cat, finding free movements, maybe some circles into your body. Observing how your body feels, maybe coming to a child's pose, or all the way forward to a upward facing dog. And just feeling free here, letting your breath lead you. If your wrists need some more attention, finding the fingers pointing to your knees. Or maybe some nice circles of your neck, of your head here. A few more deep inhales and exhales. One last breath. We're gonna meet in tabletop and come to thread the needle. So inhale, lifting your left arm up towards the sky, and exhaling, threading the needle, finding your shoulder and your head down on the mat, and choosing if you want to stay here or testing your balance with lifting your right foot up towards the sky. One last breath. On your exhale, lowering down your foot. Inhaling, lifting your left arm up to the sky. And exhaling, all fours. Inhaling, lifting your right arm up to the sky. And exhaling, threading the needle. And once again, choosing if you want to stay here or if you want to extend your left foot up to the sky. Staying here for a couple of breaths. And exhaling, lowering your foot down. Inhaling, lifting your right arm up to the sky. Exhaling, all fours. And we're going to come to our first downward dog for today. So finding the weight all the way back. And feeling free to walk the dog out. So bending and stretching your knees. So in downward dog, we really want to open up into our chest. or heart center. So really feeling free to bend from side to side, maybe finding the heels over to the left side, over to the right side. Spreading your fingers wide, finding this nice gap in between your shoulders and your ears. And then finding your downward dog and rolling onto your toes and all the way forward to high plank. Wrists and shoulders in line and starting to find the way to your toes and back. Beautiful. Exhaling, bending your knee, rolling back to downward dog. On your inhale, rolling through your spine over to high plank and exhaling downward dog. A few more rounds in your own breath, really warming up into your spine here. So see if you can find the contact with every vertebra in your spine. One last round, and we're gonna meet back in downward dog. And then sending the gaze forward to your hands and starting to walk foot by foot forward to your hands, feeling free to really bend into your knees here if it feels tight on the back of your thighs. We're gonna come to ragdoll, so finding the hands on the opposite elbows and then rocking from side to side. Finding the weight to your feet, heavy head, heavy upper body. And then on your next exhale, finding the hands down on the mat and bending into your right knee, taking a couple of deep breaths here. And then shifting, bending your left knee, sending the breath into the area that needs a little extra attention. And then slowly interlacing your fingers behind your head, inhaling, finding your chest on your thighs, and exhaling, rolling vertebra by vertebra all the way up to standing position. On your inhale here, we can lift our hands up to the sky. And exhaling, coming over to your left side. Inhaling, coming up to the center. Exhaling over to the right side. Inhaling up to the center. And exhaling, taking a half circles of your body here. Sending your navel into your spine. Coming all the way up to the center. And on your exhale, opening up the hands out to the side, squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then interlacing the fingers behind your back. Inhaling, lifting your chest up to the sky, and holding here for one more deep breath. Exhaling, slowly releasing the hands. And we're gonna come to our sun salutation or standing sequence. So coming to the top of the mat. Feet hip width apart, and then really grounding yourself into the surface. Inhaling, lifting the hands up to the sky, and exhaling, forward fold. Hands in the mat, bending your knees, heavy head. Inhaling, halfway lift. Hands on the legs, long spine, long neck, or if you like, you can also find the fingertips on the mat. And then exhaling, finding your left foot far back. Inhaling, lifting the hands up to the sky. And exhaling, melting in. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, melting in. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling, melting the hands down to the mat. And stepping back to your high plank. And from toes or knees, coming all the way down to the mat. Inhaling for cobra. Exhaling down. 2 more times. Inhaling, rolling up for your cobra. Exhaling down, and maybe going a little bit deeper this time. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling down, tucking the toes underneath you and finding the way back to your downward dog. And once again feeling free to step from foot to foot, really spreading the fingers out here and finding this nice gap in between your ears and shoulders, lifting the navel up and into your spine. One last breath. Inhaling, gazing forward and jumping, walking or stepping, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, your version. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhaling, right foot far back. On your inhale, lifting the arms up to the sky. And exhaling, melting in. Inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, squeezing the shoulder blades. Inhaling, last round. On your exhale, hands down to the mat. And inhaling, stepping back, high plank. Exhaling all the way down to the mat. And one more time for your inhale for a cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale down. And one last round. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling down, tucking the toes under. And we're gonna meet in our downward dog. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Finding the gaze in towards your feet, your thighs, or maybe all the way up to your belly button. Last breath. Inhale, gazing forward, jumping, stepping, walking, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. And exhale, Samastiti. And finding the legs hip width apart. Taking one deep inhale and exhale here. Inhaling, lifting your arms up to the sky. And exhaling, interlacing the fingers behind your back. Inhaling, lifting your chest. And on your exhale, coming over to a forward fold with your hands interlaced. Feeling free to still walk your feet from side to side. You're moving into our bodies. Last breath. Exhale, releasing your hands and inhaling, coming to halfway lift. Exhale, left foot far back and inhaling, lifting your hands up. And exhaling, melting in 2 more times. Inhaling, stretching up. Exhaling, melting in. And last round, lifting up. Exhale, hands on the mat. Coming back to high plank. Exhaling all the way down to the mat or 90 degrees for your chaturanga. On your inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And on your exhale, we're gonna meet in our downward dog. And still feeling free to walk from foot to foot. Inhaling and lifting right foot up towards the sky, 3-leg dog. So we're gonna start to work our core here. So on your next exhale, bending into your right knee. Exhaling, finding the right knee to right elbow. Inhaling, lifting up. And then left elbow. Inhaling, lifting up. And into the middle. One more round. Inhaling, lifting up, 3-leg dog. Exhaling, right knee, right elbow. Up, 3-leg dog. And then left. Inhaling, lifting up. And exhaling to the center. And 3-leg dog. And exhaling, sending the foot all the way down into your arms. And windmilling your arms up to your warrior 2. So finding the knee and ankle in line here. And staying here for a few more breaths. Inhaling Peaceful Warrior and exhale Parshvakonasana, side angle stretch. Feeling free to find the full version if you like this, with placing your right hand on the inside of your leg. One last breath. Inhale, reverse Trikonasana. Exhale for Trikonasana with either your hand on your foot or on your leg. On your inhale, extending your spine, and on your exhale, twisting a little bit deeper. Last breath. Inhaling, coming all the way up to reverse Trikonasana, and exhale down, stepping all the way back to three-leg dog, and choosing your version from here, doing a vinyasa, or from downward dog, or maybe you want to skip it. Feeling free to do this, and we're gonna meet in our downward dogs. And staying here for a few breaths. So we're going to move over to our left side. So on your inhale, lifting your left foot up to the sky, paralleling your shoulders. And on your exhale, bending your left knee and finding it into your left elbow. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling, right elbow. Inhaling, lifting up, and exhaling to the middle, and one more round in your own breath, in your own time. You can also do this from your knees if this feels better for you. Meeting in three-leg dog, and exhaling, placing your left foot in between your hands and windmilling the arms up to warrior 2. Beautiful. Finding this strong inner warrior. Last breath. Inhaling, lifting your left arm up, and exhaling, side angle stretch. Staying here, or once again coming to your full version. Observing your breath, observing that you can find deep, steady breaths here. And if you struggle breathing, it means that you might want to come a little bit out of the posture. Last breath. Inhaling, reverse Trikonasana. Exhaling, Trikonasana. Inhaling, lengthening a spine, and exhaling, twisting a little bit deeper. Last breath. And inhaling, coming all the way up to reverse Trikonasana. Exhaling, windmilling the arms down to the mat, stepping back, three-leg dog, and once again choosing your version of your vinyasa, or maybe skipping it, coming to your downward dog or your child's pose. And this is a time where you can choose if you want to do a couple of more vinyasas. That would be the last vinyasas for this class. And exhaling, lowering your knees down and finding the weight back to your heels. resting your forehead down on the mat and finding the hands down towards your back for an extra stretch on the triceps. So if you lost your breath on the way, coming back to your breath now, observing the breath, observing your body without judging anything, just staying present right here, right now. Slowly finding the hands down on the surface, and we're gonna come to our seated forward fold. So from here, feeling free to sit on a blanket or pillow and find some space for your sit bones. Maybe bending the knees, flexing the toes, and inhaling, lifting the arms up to the sky, and exhaling, forward fold, taking hold of your toes, feet, or legs. On your inhale, extending your spine, and exhaling, melting in and staying here for a few breaths. Feeling alive in a breath, so in every inhale we are extending our spine, and exhaling, maybe going a couple of millimeters deeper in. One last breath. Inhaling, gazing forward, and exhaling, coming all the way up to seated. So we're gonna come down to our backs, so rolling down and hugging your knees into your chest. We're gonna come to bridge pose, so finding your legs hip width apart and hands by your side. Exhaling, rolling your hips up and walking your shoulder blades together, interlacing the fingers behind your back and pushing them down into the ground. A beautiful pose to strengthen your thighs, glutes, legs and ankles, and to get rid of toxics, help the digestive system, and to stress down. Exhale, lowering down to the mat and walking your feet out a little bit further than hip width apart, letting the knees fall in together and placing one hand on your heart center and one on your belly, and observing the breath. I'm gonna come to our last round of bridge pose. So if you have full bridge in your practice, feeling free to do this now. If not, we are exhaling and rolling our hips up towards the sky. Once again, interlacing our fingers and pushing them down into the ground. Finding all the weight on our shoulders. One deep inhale and exhale. Exhaling, releasing the hands and rolling down. And once again, we're gonna hug our knees into our chest and opening up into our glutes, coming to a figure 4 position. So on your next exhale, finding the right palm of your foot on the mat and crossing your left foot over your right thigh. Staying here, Or if you want to go deeper, interlacing your hands behind your leg or underneath your knees. Relaxing your shoulders, relaxing your jaw, and staying here for a couple of more breaths. Maybe flexing the left toes up to the sky. Last breath. Exhaling, releasing your feet down to the mat. Taking a moment here. And then inhaling and hugging your right knee into your chest and crossing it over your left thigh. And once again observing if you need to just stay here or if you want to go a little bit deeper. Finding these deep breaths, observing your lower back down on the mat, soft shoulders, soft jaw, maybe doing some movements into your jaw to release it. So stiffness in your jaw is often connected to stiffness in your whole body. So with opening up into jaw, we are actually opening up into our whole body, and especially here the lower back. Last breath. Exhaling, releasing both legs down. And we're gonna windshield wiper the legs from side to side. So finding the legs a little bit wider than the hips. And then finding the knees from side to side. Observing your body, observing your breath. And then coming back to the center and coming to one last pose for today. We're gonna do our happy baby. So finding your whole spine and lower back on the mat here. If you feel like you can't relax in your shoulders, and if you don't find your lower back on the mat, feeling free to find a softer version here with finding your toes together and the heels down towards your seat bones. And staying here for a few deep inhales and exhales. And exhaling, slowly releasing. We're gonna come to a final pose, Shavasana. Finding the legs out that way apart. And opening up the palms of your hand towards the sky. And we're gonna take one last deep inhale through the nose and exhaling through your mouth. Once again, observing the body and observing the breath. Observing that new heat and space that you have created this practice. Observing how your body is totally relaxed and melting into the surface that you're laying on. Observing the backside of your body, heavy and strong, melting in. Observing your belly, chest, shoulder, legs and arms, soft and totally relaxed, observing your jaw and all the muscles in the face, soft and relaxed. So this yoga practice is now finished, but you are free to stay in Shavasana as long as you like,